What's up, guys? Jason here, and welcome to the Abyssgarage. And today, it's a really big day for me, at least in the sense of progression. And I am finally going to be able to take down this easy up spray booth that I made going into the fall/winter to paint this chopper project that I've been working on for some time now. So I figure. Today's video, I'm going to see just exactly how long it's going to take to tear this thing down. They give you guys a real world, and I should say give you guys a real world review on this in case you guys are going to attempt the same thing. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, guys, so we are now inside the spray booth area, as I like to keep calling it, and I'll try not to make this too long, but I probably will. So, because I really want to give you guys a realistic review on this exactly. So, again, I've been spraying a few different projects in here. I put this up over the fall, winter, and just getting ready to take it down now, obviously. But it's come in handy. Using the Easy Up was a cheaper solution for me. I had this canopy set up, so it didn't cost me anything. And also the ease of setting it up. With that being said, I used plastic drop cloth that you get from a box store and used, I think it's like 9 feet by 20 is the dimension. So I got a couple of them, wrapped it around, and I used a, what they sell, like a special like tape itself. I guess it's not maybe as aggressive as like say packing tape maybe. It's more, they call it a hybrid tape. But that seemed to work really good. Worked it way around. I left the ground or the floor itself open just because I was walking in and out and tripping hazard. So we're going to see once we take this down what kind of overspray area we're really left with. I used shower vinyl curtains, if you'll say, in the front itself, so that way I'm able to go ahead and then get in and out of the spray booth area as best as possible, and while keeping potential contaminants out. And I also, where it's split back here, where the two pieces of drop cloth met, I overlap so that way I could get back here to the compressor, any other tools that I need, lighting, things like that nature. So keep that in mind. You need to have exhaust, intake and exhaust, so you got to have some sort of air pulling in. You can't suck all the air out. Basically, it won't work like that. Lighting in here is not the greatest, and that's pretty obvious. You got a like a silver color top here, so that white would be a little bit better, but still it gets dark, especially without extra lighting. So I was using a under the hood drop light along with the halogen lights. Only one was currently working, so a second one would have been a lot better. I was using flashlights, and also I have these neck lights themselves to really see the area in which I was painting, because you may think that you got all the areas covered, but at the end of the day, you're most likely going to miss some areas, and that's just going to happen. You think you got it all covered, but you don't. Safety wire is your friend, and I use quite a bit of it in the corners to hang smaller items, so that way I could be a little more, have a little bit better utilization, if you'll say, of my time and painting. Also, I was able to use a ratchet strap here and wrapped it around the top, and I think in an X pattern, which spread out the weight load itself. So I'm actually kind of putting a little effort in here, and it's spreading the load out on the canopy itself. So it was able to hold the gas tank. It was able to hold heavier things than you may think. Obviously, you're not going to want to hang a motorcycle frame from it, but it gets the job done. So that's something else that worked out handy. So another thing that I want to talk about is, I was talking a little bit about the ventilation, or getting the air in and out, which is a key thing. You can't just blow the air out itself. You got to have some sort of inlet, which worked great with the slit back there. Now, I was using a small fan from Harbor Freight that uses like a fan blade, like a blower motor in a car style setup. I was using that to blow the air into a road, like an orange safety cone, and then through like the largest dryer duct I could get, which was like 6 or 8 inches in diameter. and I just simply was able to feed that through the rest of the garage and then outside the garage door, allowing me to close the garage door and then get the fumes and the paint particles outside. And obviously having part of the garage door open, you're able to get the other side fresh air in. So we're able to get like a nice circulation, if you'll say. Keep in mind though, if you're doing like the setup I used, I ended up actually basically destroying a fan, in the sense is I didn't realize how much paint fumes or paint particles it was picking up because it was sucking it out, and it caked the fan blade. So I ended up using a screwdriver and breaking off the paint, the layers of paint. However, I got a little carried away and ended up just destroying the wheel itself, trying to get it even better. If you're going to do that, be mindful. I've seen people do different setups where I've seen one guy even take a spackle bucket, fill it like halfway up with water, and then like basically zip tie a fan to the top of the bucket, so that way it's pulling the paint particles down into the water itself. Now that that's enough of me talking, I think what we're going to do here is I want to set the timer on the phone for a stopwatch, and I want to see exactly how long this takes me to tear down from what you guys see. And so with that being said, let's get to tearing down. All right, we are rolling here, so let's see how long this takes me to tear down. So 23 minutes to take down that canopy setup, and that's including, the 2x4s that I had in there just to kind of, I really had no room for in the garage, so I had to tuck them away. So I feel like 23 minutes, that's an accurate representation of, having a bunch of crap in there you got to take down. So, I'm going to show you guys now the floor, what's left of where it was covered versus where it wasn't. All right, so it's pretty obvious here. Not really a big deal. Obviously, you can see even outside of the easy up area or where it was all fenced in, you can see obviously this floor itself is definitely worn and showing its age. But here's obviously the difference between having the drop cloth down versus not. And took this broom here, did a couple sweeps here just to try and clean up the loose stuff, which there's quite a bit here. And there's a layers and layers and layers of paint, primers, base coats, clear coats, you name it, inner coats, all that fancy stuff. So there was a lot of paint left on the ground. So I'm actually pretty happy the way it's sweeping up here. And, you know, all things being considered, this is a working garage. It is not, you know, the fancy garages you see out there on the internet, and I'm not putting them down, but it's not an epoxy floor. It's not, you know, I got those hexagonal lights up top and, you know, the TV with the matching toolbox set along there. It's not that. I'm not putting it down, but this is a working garage, so this floor is fine for me. But you know, it's not really that big of a deal. There wasn't that much overspray on the ground, at least in my opinion. It's not like I'm walking on a pile of clear coat and I'm going to slip and fall. All right, so here we are at the end of the video. Ton of talking. Going to talk a little bit more before we end it. So just try to put out some really informative stuff for you guys. Overall, I think the spray booth itself, the idea of it worked out quite well. I'd probably, on a scale, if we were to scale it at a 1 through a 10, I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of 10. Obviously, you're not going to get to a 10 without being in a spray booth maybe, or having a specifically dedicated area for painting. But I think for a guy that's building a bike like I am in the situation that I have, I think it worked out great. One of the concerns I would have is the fan itself and making sure that it doesn't get clogged up. So I think if you're able to think around that problem that I had, I think you're in the clear. And I just literally was staring at one of my 4-foot LED lights that I have hanging out around the garage. And these things weigh nothing. They even have a hook on them, or hooks. So I think if I have to put the spray booth back up in here, I will definitely take those lights and then hang them inside of the Easy Up itself on the bracing. They weigh nothing, so it won't affect anything, and it'll allow all the light I could probably ever need on the area itself. So hopefully that will help you guys out if you're going to go this route. And like I said, I figured I would just give my honest opinion on something that I tried to make work, and I think did a fairly solid job. So with that being said, I'll see you guys around for the next video in the Abyss Garage. Take care, guys.